Southern Vangard Radio. This is DJ John Doe, and to the left of me is my man.
You all right over there?
Woo! Cappuccino me.
Lord Chino in the building. What's happening?
Oh, we're working. Oh, we got shit going off.
Yeah, we
what
good.
Is that? Turn that off.
Yeah,
oh,
we good.
Lord. Goodness gracious.
Back up in this thing. What's
yeah,
up,
man?
homie?
Shoot, just running and gunning, my brother.
Yep.
Man, I'm just glad we're here.
Yeah.
AC's on. It's not leaking.
Yeah, we gonna see.
You just walked in the building. That shit just started working.
I got the Midas touch. Everything I touch turn to gold. Oh, baby. Yeah, man.
Oh, how are you, dude?
Man, I'm good, man. A little bit better, man.
Your demeanor was or mood was absolutely different than the last 2 weeks you walked in here.
Yeah. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
All right,
I got some things working behind the scene and
good.
Just trying to get better every day, man.
All right.
Yeah.
We got into some real hip hop shit last week. Opened up for JMO Gang and
that's
529.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace to J57, El Gaunt, Razzcast,
Speakeasy Promotions,
Speakeasy
Promo.
Yeah. Shit. Who else? Jam Young.
That
opened up for JMO. And Miggs that opened up for JMO.
Yep.
And then myself and Mr. Meeks played a few joints.
Chino, baby.
And yeah, man. Who was that?
John Average.
Oh yeah, John Average.
John Average was dope.
Yeah, he was dope.
Real dope.
Yeah, young cat from Atlanta, man.
Hell yeah.
And then who was the other cat? Bobby Black.
Bobby Black.
Yeah, from DC, who's now an Atlanta resident. Yeah. So yeah, peace to all y'all.
No doubt.
You know, the turnout could have been just a tad bit better. I tell you what, the dynamic was so different compared to that to what I did this weekend. I mentioned to you that I was at a church youth retreat with my son this weekend.
Yeah.
And someone got the wild and crazy idea to have me DJ like before they had the big group sessions. And, you know, so I think, you know, you say that to everyone and everyone thinks that you're going to be like, I'm having to play like, you know, quote unquote Christian music and non-secular, whatever you want to call it. Right. They're like, oh no, y'all need to play. You need to play like all the pop stuff, like whatever's popping right now. That's what I need you to play.
You didn't play no Kirk Franklin? Or
no, I played none of that. I would have loved to have played that. Believe me.
Yeah, right.
But you know, so I just popped up in there, man, and I was just dropping fucking Drake and Cardi B, and you know, I went into some pop shit. I was dropping some fucking Zed in there.
Yeah.
And,
well, that's what we got to do next time to 529. So 529, get ready.
Yo, man,
we gonna be doing.
I tell you
John Doe on the ones and twos, dropping all the pop commercial shit that you never heard of in your life. Get ready for that.
300 middle schoolers and high schoolers. You drop those joints and that system is rocking.
You play that Kiki shit?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? That blew the roof off, man. Yo, the whole shit went crazy.
Now, it had to be, sounds like it was the opposite of when we opened up for KRS-One at Hillside, and you was out there playing.
Yes, that's right.
You was out there playing in the club, well, 50 Cent.
Funny you mentioned.
Man, they ran in the back. So, hey, man, can you get your DJ, man? He out here playing that 50 Cent record.
So I had a little bit of a flashback to that moment. I'm glad you brought that up. So real quick, for those of you that don't know, many moons ago, Meeks and Mello and myself, when Prophetics, the group Prophetics, for those of you that know, we actually played a show at KRS-One at what was the church, Meeks?
The Hillside, I think it was Hillside Truth Center.
Hillside Truth Center, that's right. Yeah.
Dr. Barber presiding.
Right. So they were like, and they kind of gave me the same message that these people gave me.
Yeah.
For the weekend is that, look, you can play the radio joints. You just got to make sure they're clean. So I'm like, all right, well, I got clean joints, so I started playing them. And then all of a sudden, like you said, Minx, I think I dropped the 50 Cent. And then like right after that, I dropped Missy Elliott, Work It. You know, and if any of you can recall what the lyrics are to Work It off the top of your brain, they were like...
She said something about shaving her choke.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
man, look, they ran in the back of that motherfucking church looking for me and Mello so fast. We was back there eating. They bust in the room. They was like, hey, man, your DJ out here wild.
So
Mello was like, I go talk to him.
So I thought for sure.
I didn't have no problem with it.
That was a great moment. Great moment. So anyway, long story short, I thought for sure that was going to happen to me this weekend, and it didn't until this morning, which was the last big group. And I was like, so I played all new shit like on Friday night and Saturday twice, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to play some old school, quote unquote, old school shit, right? So I'm like, so when I was warming up, I actually played Wobble, right? Mm-hmm. And apparently that did not go well with one of the church groups that was here. And they were like, well, you cannot play that song. I was like, well, I'm glad you told me before this joint started. Because I would have dropped that joint and you would have had 300, middle schoolers and high schoolers in there. They
told you that before you dropped it?
Yeah, I was working out. I was warming up. Yeah, I was warming up and shit. I was like getting a little set together, before they all came in.
How did Wobble shit go?
Wobble, baby. It's the line dancing shit.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't know what it was.
Play Kiki and Cardi B. You can't play the Wobble shit?
Bro, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, dude. Anyway, but anyway, it was a blast. So there's nothing like having 300 high schoolers fucking screaming their head off to that Drake joint. I tell you that much. Whoo! Anyway, that's a good feeling. It was fun, man. Don't worry, y'all. Man. I won't be playing that shit on the show, but I'm just saying.
But at 529, get ready.
529 A3C.
Yeah,
A3C, get ready.
Pop night, Southern Vanguard Pop Radio. Coming at you real soon.
Oh Lord! All right, we got a gentleman with us on the phone tonight. We better get down to business. But before we do that, if this is the first time you're listening, welcome. We do this twice a week. Tuesdays is a mix show.
Yes.
Latest and greatest hip hop joints cut up by yours truly. My man Meeks over there is wilding. I'm wilding. We're just drinking beer and bourbon and just cutting up and having a good time. And then we have an interview session on Thursdays with an MC, DJ, producer, A&R. Someone that really, at the end of the day, someone that we fuck with, in this hip hop sphere that we like and that we play. So if you like the mix show, then you're going to like usually what we have on an interview session on Thursday. So you can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Mixcloud, Stitcher Radio. We're slowly but surely getting our YouTube shit going. And then we have some affiliates as well, Meeks, that can help us out with the message.
Yes, atlhiphop.com, I am classic rawradio.net, and Return to BoomBap, WRBB, all three of those here in Atlanta. And we venture out to the West Coast with Soul Public Radio out west, Cali. What up?
Yeah.
All
right. So without any further ado, first off, I'd like to thank my man Ras Beats for making this connect happen.
No doubt.
We played a joint on a show a couple of weeks ago, and actually I played it at WREK, Georgia Tech Radio, a couple of weeks ago, and got a lot of comments on it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, we've been playing this dude's joints for the longest. We got to get him on, on the show. Yeah, and I reached out to Raz, and like literally within less than 24 hours, I had an email in the inbox from this guy.
So, shouts out to Ras Beats.
Yeah,
man.
Word. So anyway, without any further ado,
man, we on our Midwest shit tonight.
I love it. Chicago's finest, the one and only.
Stand up,
Vic Spencer.
Vic Spencer, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good, y'all? How y'all feel?
We out here live and direct, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm gravy, man. Feeling good right now.
That's what's up.
What was your weekend like, Vic?
Went to the studio. I did some work for my work. Work with a lot of at-risk young people.
Okay.
So I went and checked on one of my young people and just the rest of Daddyville stuff. I got two baby girls.
Oh, God bless you.
Geared up. Set ready for school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And listen to some beats. You know what I'm saying? Blew 1,000 trees, blew a whole forest preserve down.
All right.
You know what I'm
All right.
The weekend was pretty fruitful.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Word.
Vic, tell me about your work with the at-risk youth, man, because I know something horrible jumped off, a couple of weeks ago now up in the Chi? A horrible weekend of sorts.
Yeah, it's always a violence-prone thing going on in the city, man. So if you try to tell me, the name of a specific one, I won't be able to tell you because there's so much of it.
So much, yeah.
Yeah, but I work with a lot of the youth that's in these communities that's violent prone. And I try to be a big advocate to them, like the big brother, expose them to things that they never been exposed to, or have dreams of, admirations of doing. Like, some of the kids that I advocate for, they might be musicians, but they never been to like a studio.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I come through and I take them to the studio under my time, under my money, out of everything, and expose them.
Yeah.
Some kids never even been out of their neighborhood, like in some 3-block radius, because of safety issues. They cousins is into it with another person that live on this block. They ain't even got nothing to do with it, but it's just a safety issue. I got to go and check in on the youngins and make sure that they not, lacking, or, making sure they keep their head on swivel.
Yeah.
Because it's rough out here, they dropping like flies. So I just try to be the, that safety net, try to, show them the other way. It's other ways, what I mean? And, and I look just like them, you know what I'm saying? I don't be going through the hood with the polo on, tucked in my khakis, you know what I'm saying? I'm dressed in tank top, showing my tattoos, and, you know what I mean? And changing lives at the same time, man.
Relatable. So be able to relate to them, yep.
Be myself at the same time. They don't even be knowing I be rapping, you know what I mean? Because I don't even put that in the forefront. But they'll stumble up on me, you know what I mean? They'll see that some of them follow me on Facebook. They'll see, oh, man, Vic, I didn't even know you rap. Dang, you got songs with Chance the Rapper. Ooh, they try to go crazy. And I don't never introduce that. But when they tell me that they're musicians, or they play ball, or they, anything, I know somebody that does whatever they want to do.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I'm that vehicle to get them there. That's my job outside of rap.
Hey Vic, how long does it take for you to get, for them to get to know you on a personal level with your as far as your upbringing and your background is concerned? Like, do they ever come at you like, how you gonna help me? It don't seem like you know anything about, how I'm living or anything like that, and then you get to tell them about your background and your upbringing?
It don't be that far of a trust issue. It'd be more so if I'm like the police or something.
Oh, okay.
Or if I got something to do with the police, that'd be the only resistance. But once they see that you're not the police, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead, break bread with them to see where he at with it. You know what I mean? And some of them know, they already know what they're getting into before they sign up for the program. It's voluntarily, so it's not like, I'm coming in, stepping in like some type of guy with rules and everything. I'm just coming in to assist the family and the young person. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
To elevate from. I look at all the troublemaker youth as leaders. If they able to go and just be disrespectful in the classroom or something like that, and got everybody laughing, I look at them as like leaders. Then they just need to put that leadership in like a different perspective.
It's wild that you say that, man, because when it all boils down to it, man, we're gonna, at the end of the day, we're gonna need them, man. We're gonna need them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I be trying to tell them, you can't save them all, but the ratio is great on the work that I do. So that's why I've been doing this line of work for almost 20 years.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful thing to be able to have that impact on young people, to the point where people are begging to be a part of the program. They see how I move. They see how I operate with all of the other young people. And then once the other young people, they give us like a certain amount of time to be with these young people. And it's unfortunate, but once the set of kids discharge, I get a whole nother set, and they be in the same school, and they see me how I operate. Like, oh, I got Vic as my mentor. I got Vic as my mentor.
That's dope.
And it's more. It's like it's crazy. When I got the last set of kids that I got right now, before I got them, it was 15 boys, and we posted. It was 9 boys, it's 8 boys, and it was a lot of female young girls, and we had a lot of female advocates on deck to divide them, but it was only 2 advocates, me and my other guy, you know, to separate the 8 guys. I got 4, he got 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 that I got, so when I stepped in the room, they was like, "Oh, Vic, I'm with you." You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I had to do no work. Like, I didn't have to go pull schedules. I already knew these kids seen me around. They seen how I operate.
That's good.
It was just a great transition for them. Yeah. And, you know, and now, you know, I know them a lot more. But, you know, on the flip side of that, it's I get a lot of, not a lot, but back when I originally started, I did get a lot of resistance from young people thinking that I had like anything to do with the police, because some of these kids, 90% of these kids have criminal records, and you know, another person stepping in, it's like, hold on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they trying to duck and dodge all of that.
I was in trouble. What you here for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get those kind of resistance, and that's when I pull up the leadership role. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you know, you must be a leader, man. So that's why they sent me here.
Yeah.
You know, to train you how to use that leadership. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
I heard you like to get expunged in school. I heard you like to cuss out teachers and stuff, right? You know what I mean? But how about, I heard that you also a musician. Well, how about you take that frustration, put that on the music, and touch lives with that, and touch lives with people that way, get that type of effect on people, and then you know what I'm saying, you already done flushed out your frustration instead of taking it out on teachers on where you supposed to be and make your parents happy. Oh, you know, it's all a connection. It's a huge link thing for me to try to provide all of those different kind of techniques and services for them to make sure they push forward.
That's good shit, Vic. Salute to you, man, for even doing that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
No, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, man. You know, and then, you know, the young people, they always see older guys getting the fast money and the fast this and that. They need to see older guys that's really doing it without that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They only thing they only exposed to that fast life. You know what I mean? They don't think that if you're an adult and you ain't in the fast life, they don't think you really doing nothing. So I really be showing them, you know what I'm saying? Pull out the freshest sneakers that the drug dealer can't even cop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
He ain't got these.
Man, so when they see my sneaker game, it's over. Like, I probably need to use that as a tactic or something.
Right. Hell yeah.
Vic, what's the hardest part of that? Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was real authentic.
Right. Yeah. What's the hardest part of that gig, Vic? Like day in, day out?
Like the administrative thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing when the administrator, it's like my job is so spontaneous. I might get a alert to do something on a mandatory level a day prior. Now I got to go look for these kids, and I get, you know, it's just all over the place. And I understand it being, it's not a new organization, but it's a new program within the organization. So it moves kind of fast. So I'm just kind of understanding and kind of regulating with that. And it's, you know, it's probably the most difficult thing, but it's not nothing that I could, you know, not complete. I'm just difficult when it comes to transition.
Gotcha.
Transition is the best of me, man. When it's always a monkey wrench thrown in something that you already got a groove in. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting it done, though. But, you know, it's like a little monkey wrench, but that's probably like the hardest thing, dealing with administrators.
Right, gotcha.
Cool.
All right. So Vic, tell us a little bit about your the single I mentioned earlier with Ras Beats, man. How'd you guys end up connecting?
Compensated confidence, man. I was always, I've always been a fan of Ras Beats. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of work with, you know, some of the greats that I represent and did records with, i.e. Rock Marciano, Sean Price, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a beautiful thing that he was able to reach out to me one day and was like, "Hey, man, let's get some work done." You know what I'm saying? You know, it was just that simple. Period. You know what I mean? I already was digging the joint he had just did with Rock Marcy. So it was just beautiful that, you know, we was able to connect on just like a normal ass level. Like, he must have just heard a dope ass record. Hit me up, like, you know what I mean? Hit me on the DM, like, yo, think of me something. Let's work. I was intrigued already, so I just went and knocked some joints out. You know what I mean? I did one for And he did one for me. You know what I mean? The one I did for him is Compensated Confidence. And, you know, he dropped that in his series. Yeah. And the other joint we did is for one of my solo records that's coming out in the near future.
Gotcha.
Yo, Vic, did you drop a line on a record talking about you like your mama and I like your mama and Silk? Was that you? That wasn't.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Hey, man.
It was. I forgot about that.
Yo, man.
Yo, we laughed for fucking
We laughed
hours.
our motherfucking ass off about that shit. That was it for the night on that episode. I don't know if you heard it, man, but I ran with that shit for the rest of the episode. That was...
What episode was it?
Hold on. Let me find it out. What joint was that, Vic? I can't remember. My short and long term memory is fucked.
What I say? I like your mama and Silk. Some guilt. I like your mama and Silk. Damn, I forgot the damn joint. I was recording like 120 shit.
I gotta find that shit.
It was like 173.
171?
It was 171.
Let's see.
It was at the end of the episode.
Was it in Compensated Confidence that he said it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Did I say it in Compensated Confidence? I don't know if I have. Yeah.
I think you may have.
Wow. Yeah, I ran with that for the night, man. I think I ended the episode telling everybody to tell your mama I was getting ready to come through. Put that Silk thing on.
It wasn't GS3, was it? The Sonnyjim joint? Was it that one?
I don't know. I don't even know, man.
I don't know. We gotta figure it out.
But Vic, I distinctly remember that line, man. So you top notch in my book, homie. Like that.
No, Bad Cough.
Bad Cough. That's what it was. Yeah. Bad Cough. Hell yeah.
Bad Cough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like my property built. I like my broccoli griddle.
Yep.
I like how your mama wears silk.
There you go.
Yeah, Bad Cough. Hey, that's my song. I did that song on my birthday, yo.
Oh, that's what's up. What episode was that, homie?
That's why I said the moon just rotated. I did that song on my birthday. That was
crazy.
Episode 167.
167.
I'll send you the link for it. You can check it out. You got to listen to you got to listen to the talk break right after that, because I think that is
that shit. I might use some of that shit for the skits on the albums.
Okay, yeah. Yo, I got. Well, we multi-track everything too, Vic. I can send you the parts for that shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Hell yeah.
That was the joint of the episode.
That's what it was. It was the last joint we played in that set, and we went into that talk break.
I ran with that shit. I ran with it. I'm telling you, boy. Hell yeah, man.
Oh, that's a good one, Meeks. I'm glad you pulled that one out. Oh Lord. So Vic, I wanted to ask you about the new album you just dropped, man, because it's been interesting watching folks kind of navigating the new world that we're in right now from a music consumption standpoint. And you've done something really like the most direct that you can be with A Smile Kill My Demons. But if you don't mind, could you just let the people know what your approach with this and kind of where you were coming from with your approach on this record?
A Smile Kill My Demons was kind of like one of those ordeals where I was tired of not being able to find out where my fans were. So I took that perspective and I just put it out in the world. So I already was, plotting on this album, but I didn't really have no real layout. So I just was like, you know what, man, I'm just going to be real organic with it, man. I got albums on iTunes. I got albums on every streaming site possible. Some of them I make real exclusive just to that site. You know what I mean? So I felt like, it's something else I could do, as an artist, that wasn't being highly promoted. And that's just really cutting out the middleman and being able to put something directly in the fans' hand, something personal. And then on the flip side of that, the fans can actually go back to the actual process of how we used to get music. I think streaming made us extremely lazy. Really lazy. And to the point where we don't go and download music. We don't go get no hard copy CD, sync it to the device, and go play it in the car. You know what I mean? So I just was like, you know what? I know fans that love that. You know, I love that. So why don't I add that, implement that into my, you know, me giving the personal connection that I have with music to my fans.
Yeah.
I think that was real important for me to be able to do that. And I found it very important that I made it more of a personal thing than a universal thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get reviews for it. All I'm doing is they PayPal me $20 and then, or Cash App me $20. And then I send the Dropbox link that I personally use to download the album to their computers and burn it to a CD or play it on their iPods or whatever device that they sync it to. And, you know, and play it straight out like that. That's how we used to get the music that we wanted. Like,
right.
Even if we was illegally downloaded.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, I have to take the risk getting this virus. Ooh,
right.
You have to go. You have to take the L. You better try to take the L to get the L.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I wanted to have that energy back in. Yeah. I thought that was really important to, you know, wing that back in, because it's not nothing that I'm not doing that's new. It's just something that's forgotten. Even the way I rap, even the music that I choose, is stuff that's forgotten. It's not nothing that I'm doing that's not new. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to just fill all of the gaps with, you know, with how Vic Spencer's supposed to do things and how to get my fans and how to touch lives and touch souls. That's all it's about.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's interesting, Vic, because I went back and looked at your Bandcamp page, and it looks like you haven't posted anything there since basically this time last year. Looks like you've been switching things up from that standpoint since then.
I dropped 3 albums this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like I wanted to have landmines everywhere. That's why I said I wanted to have this very exclusive to people that really rock with Vic Spencer and understand the process of how to get music that you really love. And I wanted that. That's the kind. I'm that old and to understand the transition of what's going on now versus to how we got music. And all of that should be an option on the table. You know what I mean? I like streaming. That's why I got the stuff on SoundCloud. It's a lot of stuff on SoundCloud you're not going to see on Bandcamp. On Bandcamp, you're not going to see on Apple. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be able to have a gumbo of stuff to where people can have all of those apps and get different Vic Spencer records. Yeah, and I think that's a good connection to have. Like, you know, a lot of fans be like, man, I had to get SoundCloud to listen to this song. Yeah, man, that makes me feel better that a person is actually doing that much to get the music versus saying, yeah, man, I see you out here doing good things, man. And that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's not a whole lot of substance in that. You know what I'm saying? It's more so it's like, yeah, man, keep it going. It's like being cordial. Bye. But now when you get a person that's been like, man, I can't listen to G-File Clerk because it's not on Bandcamp, so I got to go on SoundCloud to listen to that, man, you know.
Right.
And they upset about it or they happy about it. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
right.
I mean? Because
one of our
everybody don't like Apple Music more than they like Tidal, or everybody don't like Spotify like they like Apple Music or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own preferences, but to hear that explanation says a lot about how they go about getting their music, and that's important to me as an artist.
No doubt.
The bottom line is that if you're a Vic Spencer fan, you're going to have to put in some work to get everything. And that's what you used to have to do in the back in the days. You had to work to get the shit.
Yeah, whether you were standing in line or, you know, going to buy a 3-pack of blank tapes and get it to your man so he could, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, man. So
person names all of my albums to me. That was incredible. I can't believe it. Like, and he said a host of songs on SoundCloud. So he understands that I got a different agenda or different music on every site. Yeah. And then the only thing he got was these albums that I did with my homie Suleiman, The Disappointing. We're a group called Disappointing. And we did 3 albums together, and he hasn't heard those, so he was like, "Oh shit, man!" It wasn't on my Bandcamp. It's on Sudi's. It was Disappointed has on Bandcamp, so he didn't know. You know what I mean? So man, I put him on to some new, but to see like 20. I done dropped like 20-something albums in my whole catalog, even if it was with collab albums, mixtapes. I only got one mixtape, but albums with people, one album with one producer and stuff like that. Man, I'm like 20 plus. I didn't realize that until I seen that list. I'm just out here just doing the God's work, man. Gave me them bars to spit.
That's crazy.
That's what I came to do.
That's crazy. The other part of that too, Vic, you touched on something. People don't really care for these various platforms where you go to listen to music. I know one of our sponsors, he set us up on, what was we trying to get on at the time that we couldn't figure out? Was it iTunes or Apple Podcasts? He went and set that up for us because he didn't fuck with SoundCloud. He was just like, man, I can't. He's like, man, I'm not. I love y'all show, but I ain't gonna be able to deal with this SoundCloud shit. He was like, let me get you on Apple Podcasts. He was like, give me about a week, and I'll be damn. A week later, we was on that joint. He was so relieved, man. So relieved.
So there it is. See?
There it is.
To see a person, you get a greater respect for a person like that because he's taking pride in his craft. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I done dealt with the SoundCloud shit before, so fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Now, if y'all trying to do that SoundCloud shit, y'all gonna get somebody else. I respect shit like that.
Right.
So for him telling y'all like, man, I'm not dealing with the SoundCloud shit, hell yeah. I just been looking at him like, man, this is a motherfucker that take his shit serious and he done did his homework.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
You don't fuck with a motherfucker that do his homework first anyway.
Absolutely. And the other thing about the streaming, there's a great clip that I saw on IG before I got to the studio tonight, Eric Sermon breaking down the streaming shit. And it enlightened me a little bit. It's kind of crazy, man. So 1 million streams is equivalent to $8,000. And, the money you have to, or the streams you have to generate to make some real money, just the thought of that is just crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? He took it so far as to talk about, I think he said Sony or maybe Universal or somebody like that, how much money they made back in the day with 75 artists versus how much money they making today with only 4 artists.
Right.
And they're making more money with those 4 artists today than they were making with the entire roster of 75 back in the day.
That's crazy.
This shit is crazy right now, dude.
Yeah. Ultra crazy. And it's like, how did we shake the planet up from that?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how do we shake the leaves? How we shake a few leaves off the branch?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what you're doing.
That's what a smile kill my demons stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, in the real thought of demons, right? You don't be thinking, well, for me, I'm gonna think for myself. I don't be thinking like I can kill these motherfuckers. All I can think of is shit. I can, band-aid the situation. They gonna always come back. So why don't I just keep being my goddamn self and just keep fucking living life? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So no matter how many obstacles, Eric Sermon is right. It's definitely a perspective. I seen somebody sent me that clip. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but
you gotta watch that shit. Yeah,
so I knew when you whoever sent that, and when you was talking about it, I knew it was sinking. So I was like, man.
He put his executive hat on when he was breaking that down. He used to sit in the office and do whatever he had to do as an executive. So when he was talking that shit, it's different from one of the homies out on the street trying to explain streaming to you versus Eric Sermon, who knows what the fuck he's talking about. And I always wondered about, the stream and shit. Like, how does that shit actually work and whatever? And that 60-second clip, I get it now.
Yeah,
and it's some bullshit.
It's crazy. I was in Nashville last week for work, and if you're just in and around Nashville, music's gonna come up regardless, right? So I was at breakfast with someone on Wednesday morning. And, we started talking about music or whatever, and someone said that that U2 right? You could probably argue they're one of the biggest bands in the world. When I say
question.
bands, I mean like rock bands, right? Probably the closest that comes to like a U2 is probably like the Rolling Stones, maybe Coldplay, like in that echelon, right? As far as revenue generators, right?
Right.
They said, and my numbers might be a little bit off here because I can't remember the exact specifics of the conversation, but basically, I think they said that U2 brought in $70 million last year in 2017 from just, you know, whatever the U2 money machine is, and out of that $70 million, only $2 million of it was from record sales and streams. Can you fucking believe that?
That's crazy.
Out of $70 million, U2, the biggest fucking rock band in the world, and they only generated $2 million in record sales and streams last year. Dude.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. So the bulk of that was road work.
All touring.
Yeah, touring. Yeah. Exactly. You got to get out here and get it to really get it.
That's ill.
You can't rely on the deal no more and sales and streaming or whatever else.
Merch, like every aspect of the touring got to be dominated by the artist. Like man, that's the stage that I'm at trying to get to. You know what I mean? That's the level I'm at right now. So
and that means you too ain't got no 360 deal.
I don't even exist. Like,
what's touring? What's a tour look like for you in the near future, Vic? Like getting on the road, man. You gonna be able to get out there soon?
Man. Yeah. I'm definitely working on something, you know, on the Midwest level right now, and I'm really like focusing on going overseas or something.
Right.
You know, I want something that like if it's gonna be my first flight, it gotta be in the States. That's how I feel. Like, you know, it could be like, let me take him somewhere else. Let me shake the planet up a little bit, man. Vic had his first tour overseas. You know what I'm saying? Let him get him talking, because I feel like you got to think big. Like, everybody can't think the same, but you got to think way, you know, you got to think better about, you know, how you want to move. And I ain't did like no real big tour or nothing like that. I've opened up for some key players and stuff like that, but you know, I want my first to be something nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do something Midwest wise with like some of my homies and stuff like that. That's what's in the works right now. We're gonna try to get that going real soon. But in the near future, man, my real focus as far as Vic Spencer concerned is heading overseas, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my fans is over there. You know what I mean? I know that a lot of my merchandise is being created over there, so and it's selling out. So it's like, hey, that's where I need to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to see field instead of manufacturing the work. You know what I'm saying? It's all right.
Right.
Get that shit, Vic. For real, it's out there, homie.
Yeah.
Yo, Vic, out of everything you dropped so far in 2018, what's your favorite project, man? I know that's kind of a hard question to answer, but any thoughts on that? What's your favorite so far?
I like Duffler Jams. It was very personal, and it was very it was all me. You know what I mean? And it was straight hardcore. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't no fillers on there. Like, it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That the layout, how I was able to pass along some of my lessons that was taught to me. I put it in a lot of those bars in Duffler Jams, and how it was conceived, the detail in the CDs that was printed out for it.
Those CDs were butter, man.
And I gave everybody a personal letter, you know what I mean, a name on it, you know what I mean, signed and everything about how the process of the Duffler Jams came about. So
nice.
I like how Duffler Jams, and Spencer for Hire definitely is crazy, you know what I mean? And man, that was just like on some, you couldn't believe Vic Spencer could, you know, stand up to this caliber of work and do production with somebody overseas you never had a conversation with. You know, they just sending you beats. You just go in the studio and kill, and then next thing you know, you got Spencer for Hire. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, to be able to have that chemistry and have that ethic, have that mindset, man.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Vic, that one caught me off guard, dude. I mean, I know you bounce around and you're very prolific, and you hop around with a lot of producers and work with a lot of different folks, man. But when that dropped at the top of the year, I was surprised, and pleasantly surprised too, man, just because the project came out so dope. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but man, what a great body of work there, man. Yo, Vic, tell me a little bit about how Houseshoes helped out naming the album. I saw a little blip in an interview about that. I thought that was a cool story.
What say that again?
How Houseshoes helped out naming the album, like just finessing it a little bit, the title.
Yeah. I had already had like Spencer for Hire in mind, like just the exact spelling and shit as the TV show. And I was in LA and I was chilling with Shoes one night. We was talking about, I already had the idea of him narrating the album. So I had went to his house with the beats. I had no lyrics or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I said, when I get home, I'm going to knock this shit out. But when I was out there, I was like, I got the beats from Sonnyjim. I collected all of the beats, all of the joints that you hear. I had the beats prior to I was right. And, I just was vibing with Shoes. And Shoes, I told Shoes, man, we call it Spencer for Hire. We were sitting there getting fucked up high as hell. You know what I mean? It's like, they call that shit Spencer for Hire. Like, you're like a fucking walking volcano. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you gotta,
yeah.
You still can fuck with it under the Spencer for Hire tweak. You know what I'm saying? We was already thinking of, having skits and shit like that. But once Sonnyjim got on board, Sonnyjim wasn't really cool with the title at first. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came to it with it, he was just like, oh, all right. So, he didn't have a real response to it. Until I haven't heard from him in a few days and was getting close to us, trying to know what type of album we dealing with. I'm like, man, you don't think about Spencer for Hire? I'm already assuming that he knows about the damn program, but he didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know. So I was like, yeah, this shit came from, a sitcom. It's some United States shit. You know what I'm saying? So he went and looked it up, and he's like, oh yeah, this shit is genius. Oh,
yeah, man, yeah,
and he ran with it.
Word.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that me and Sonnyjim worked perfect. You know what I mean? And then the Houseshoes narrating. I think Houseshoes is the biggest, one of the biggest shit talkers that we got.
Oh man, he's great.
Generations above me. You know what I mean? So I look at Houseshoes as one of my spirit animals. You know what I mean? I always respect Houseshoes growing up and seeing them, spin for the late great Jay Dilla, you know what I'm saying? So that was always like a big milestone for me to be able to say I got Houseshoes to be able to narrate my album. When you wouldn't do that for a lot of other motherfuckers.
Word, yeah, that's
a big deal. He might have known motherfuckers for 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I got to narrate my album. You know what I mean? That made me feel like I have power when I do. I to somebody else might be like, man, who the hell is Houseshoes? They really don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I know. And that's what it is. When you give music, you give your thoughts, you give all of that process to the people. And that's why it was important for me to have him on there, have X Murder. Like X Murder don't like nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was.
That's very true.
That's why I like. That's why I was there. I was happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a manager of Random Acts to speak on my album.
Word.
You don't like nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that made me feel like I was untouchable. You know what I mean? And that's why I think the album came out to be great in the Spencer for Hire thing. I think that the element of Houseshoes narrating, Big Ghost sequencing and remixing a song off the album, and Hex Murder being on the intro. I think those were the thesis.
Like the linchpins for the album, basically.
Hell yeah, that'll do it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vic, you kind of have you had the tendency for people to fuck with you that don't fuck with a lot of people, whether it's Shoes, whether it's Murder, whether it's Sean P. Like, what's up with that, man? Why is that?
Yeah,
what's your deal?
I think that I got that same kind of attitude as them. You know what I mean? I got the same attitude. I run that same kind of mentality, that feeling mentality. I love it. You know what I mean? I always embraced it and respected it. So now that my music has been exposed to these guys, these legends, it's easy for me to fit in. You know what I mean? When me and Sean Price used to talk, it's like, man, I can sit back and listen to your shit like I listen to my own shit. That's beautiful for Sean Price to say that. If you don't like nobody, man,
no doubt.
I love
Hell
that.
yeah.
You don't like nobody.
That's real right there.
You know what I mean? I shook the planet. You know what I mean? So it's like that. I shook some leaves down. Because me and Sean Price clicked. It was beautiful, man. He said he was on Twitter like, man, don't spam. He's telling Twitter like, man, don't spam me none of your shit. Everybody's shit is whack. You know what I mean? Of course, right? I said, fuck that. You gonna love this
shit. That's how you do it, man.
That was it.
That's how you do it.
You loved it.
Yeah. Dope shit, man.
That's ill. I was gonna ask you about one thing real quick, Vic. Were you the first one to do a full length with Big Ghost?
Nah, Westside Gun and Conway was their album they came out with called Griselda Ghost. That was their first thing.
Oh, that's right. Like, that's right. I forgot about that.
Big Ghost real introduction into producing.
That's right.
That was also his breakout as well. So
was that the same year or a year before? Same year?
The year after. I was the year after.
You were the year after. Okay. I couldn't remember the timing on that. How you know him, man?
Big Ghost, yeah. I mean, I be reading and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that he was doing his blog thing back in the day, giving like these reviews, like sounding like he was Ghostface.
Yeah, it was crazy. Ghostface.
Yeah.
I thought, but everybody else did, so I thought that shit was hilarious. Like, yeah, I can see why you say that, but I don't think, that's not him. Like, Ghostface somewhere right by somewhere.
Right.
Like, he ain't doing it. But,
Ghost ain't got that kind of time, man.
I thought that shit was dope how he was doing that shit, so, and I actually agreed with, you know what I'm saying? Agreed with that shit. And then I found out he produced this shit, and it made sense. Like, hold on. And somebody just tweeted that shit, like, man, Vic Spencer and Big Ghost should get some music going on. I feel like they the same person. And it comes to find out that damn near the same person. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's a music head, I'm a music head. He's the villain, I'm a villain. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like that. Man. I like linking with the gods, man, and people that they don't have to do the same kind of music as, I mean, they don't have to do the same kind of, you know, art as I do. You know what I mean? If I can link with a photographer, that's dope. If I can link with a director and we got the same mentality, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So now I got with the producer / writer, and now he's made a name for himself for his production, and it's a beautiful man. Can't nothing top it. I was happy as hell that I was able to, you know, link with people like that and touch them like that. You know what I mean? The music, that's what it starts with the music.
That's dope.
So if you get these legends to really tap in to what you're doing, shit is official.
Hey, Vic, do you have a specific agenda for being as prolific as you are and just putting out the amount of the volume of work that you put out on a regular basis? Is it something driving you or pushing you, or that's just how you get down?
I remember not being able to be in the studio when I wanted to. So now that I got the opportunity to be in the studio once a week and bodying 3-4 songs every time for the past 10 years, then you'll be able to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of work to play with. You got a lot of, and nothing I do is ever like some shit just to be doing it. Everything that I got is going to come out or purposely done or already out. You know what I mean? That's the process. Just going in, killing shit. You know what I mean? Just ready to, being inspired, man. Being inspired keeps me going, man. Hearing different types of music, I don't even listen to rap like that, man. I be listening to good R&B and soul and shit like that and being hella inspired to write some of the craziest shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'll be ready. I'll be ready to say some shit. You I'll be ready. The mic I'll be fiending for the mic, man.
Nice.
Really a microphone, man, for real. I really love that shit. The art of writing, the art of being witty, the art of just saying some shit and being right on point with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
You've got to with as much work as you put out, Vic. You got to love that shit. You have to.
Yeah.
Yo, and speaking of your influences, man, they kind of all over the map too. But I wanted to ask you, was there any point in time in your life coming up where you were influenced by Memphis music? Because Memphis and Chicago kind of bounce shit off of each other in a kind of direct but indirect way. You know what I mean? It's just like I mean,
just to feel.
Yeah, just to feel, but just to even get on some, some Southern migration shit. You know, a lot of the cats coming from the Memphis area, way back in the day, migrated up to Chicago to find a new life and all of that. So I think we got that kind of connection that kind of way. But I was just looking at your influences, and I was wondering if Memphis music ever played a role in your life and what you do.
Yeah, man, I listened to a lot of 36 Mafia in high school, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hella Getty Green, man. One of my favorite projects from the whole collective.
Okay.
And like the Head Busters too, man. Heavy, man. You know
what
I'm saying? I listen to Young Buck. You know what I mean? I got a cousin that lives down in Memphis, man.
Okay.
And I went down there and was listening to Young Buck, man, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I remember all of that, and how that, might have had like some good attention on my soul, man. Definitely Thou Shalt Not Kill by Young Buck.
That's
that
what's
shit
up.
is crazy.
That's what's
I
up.
love that joint.
Yeah, I got some family up in Illinois too, up in the Dalton area. And I remember
South suburbs.
Yeah. I remember going up there and bouncing music back and forth off each other, man. It was a good time for sure. So I get you.
That's
Yo, Vic, I got one more question. I think we can wrap it up. Make sure
no doubt.
done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about some of the work you done recently with the homie of ours, Buscrates, man. How'd that come together?
I seen Vanderslice on there too.
Yes, sir. Vanderslice is a homie too.
Yeah, man. Man, Buscrates is one of the illest producers to me, man. And I always, a lot of my old heads that's older than me, they put me on the music, put me on the Buscrates, man. I was like, man, dude, it's fucking fire. Like, what the fuck I've been missing? Like, what was I? You know what I mean? I was mad that I ain't know nothing about them until like almost a year ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, this shit is fire. You know? And and from there, he's like, man, I'm gonna hook y'all guys up, man. And from there, we clicked instantly, man. I just got that effect on people. Like, I really want to work and I really want to get shit done. Easy to work with, very approachable. You know what I mean? And I ain't no difficult motherfucker. Although I could be very picky, but I ain't no difficult motherfucker when it comes to creating this art, man. Because I know I know if I'm fucking with a dope motherfucker, it ain't gonna take no hard work to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. It should come out naturally.
First place is raw in itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With me being on it, there's some extra shit. So it's just like, oh man, it's like, and he feels the same way. So when you work with a person that works like that, when you see Buscrates, you see his Instagram, he got hella fucking equipment.
I was just about to say, there's nothing, crazy. There's no sound, he can't produce whatever. He got all the new keyboards, drum machines.
That's my point exactly.
Yeah, he got all that shit. Yeah.
That's my point exactly. A motherfucker that's going crazy like that, how could you not go and execute hella shit?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's easy. It's fucking easy. So that just adds up me and Buscrates in a nutshell, for real.
Okay.
Yeah, Vic. When we had when Bus was still in the A, when he still lived here, we had him by for one of these interviews, and he also did a DJ set for us. Yep. But when he walked in, I had this little portable record player that I've had for years that he had not seen before. And the record player actually, we're kind of getting into some nerd shit here, but the record player actually had an 1/8 inch, like a headphone jack out. So like you could have this record player, like when you're out digging, you could plug the headphones in and you could listen, to the music, as you're checking out the joints. So like, back in the day when I was like really heavy on the digging grind, if I had somebody with me, we'd go digging and then we'd actually get one of those cassette joints, like the 1/8 inch to cassette joint to like actually hook the record player up to the car so we could listen to what we had found like on the road digging.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Bus walks in and he pretty much has the same idea. He comes in the studio and immediately he's like, "What the fuck is that? I've never seen that turntable before." This motherfucker gets out his SP404, puts that shit on the ground. He has the shit in his backpack, right, Meeks?
Yep.
Gets out the record player. I give him some 45s, and this motherfucker is recording samples and drums and shit.
Crazy, right?
Immediately, as soon as he walks in.
He might have made a beat.
I think he made a beat right there.
That's incredible, see? You gotta love a motherfucker like that.
Got to, man.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
That was a great time. That was a great time. All right, well, Vic, we taking enough of your time, dude.
Yeah,
we can sit here all night.
This is good,
but is there anything you want to say or get off your chest or talk about before we wrap this thing up?
I want to say I'm in a real good space musically, man. I just found out that I'm going to be on Ghostface next album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw that shit. Yes, that's incredible.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. And being able to work with legends and being able to, talk my shit and bag it up and have the integrity and have everything that, what this hardcore hip hop shit is about. I'm just very thankful to be able to body tracks, man. That's the only thing I ever wanted to do, man, is body tracks and be able to touch lives while I'm doing that, man. So I'm just in a happy space right now, man, when it comes to putting down the music. And I'm still the Chicago's most hated, man. I'm always gonna live up to that shit, but
nice.
I'm just leveling up, man. So I feel good that a lot of times when people try to shit on the God, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I'm able to say that. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I want to say, man. For real. Like, I'm glad that I'm here shitting on motherfuckers, man. Body and shit.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Well, Vic, keep pushing forward,
Yeah,
man. We got your back, man. You send through what you need to send through, man. We'll get it on. We got you.
Real quick, Vic, one last thing. You sent us 2 exclusives to play on episode 1. What are we, Meeks? 176?
176, man.
Meeks, Vic, tell us about these 2 joints. If you're hearing this interview for the first time, there's an episode where you can hear some exclusive Vic Spencer joints. So tell us about the joints you sent.
Well, man, I forgot the joints, what I sent already, but that is crazy because these joints are not even out. Yeah, you can give me a name.
Let's see here. It looks like Puff Sauce and Stole the Earth.
Yeah, Puff Sauce is a joint that I produced by Dirty Diggs. When I went out to LA, I was in the studio before I went to the crib. I knocked that shit out. That's for one of my upcoming albums, so that shit is ultra exclusive. You know what I mean? And then what was the other joint?
I Stole the Earth.
I Stole the Earth it's produced by this young producer in Chicago, young in his early 20s, you know what I mean, going crazy. So I feel like I was being able to touch a different generation that's really rebelling against what the other young motherfuckers is doing. Like, he got this crazy ass ear for sound, and I took the beat and I fucking bodied the shit. I Stole the Earth type shit. That shit is incredible. You know what I mean? And that Puff Sauce is ultra magnetic, and he got my boy D-Brash on the hook. On the bridge. He's at the end of that. You know what I mean? So it's a good old ordeal. He's in the background. So, you know what I'm saying?
What, is D-Brash in the background?
What up, D?
That's
What up, y'all?
What up, D?
Chillin'.
Word.
Nah.
Well, Vic, we about to get D.
Y'all, man, for showing brother some love, man.
That's what we do, man. All day, every day, twice a week, man. We just show people love, man. It's It's a faction of artists out here like Vic that don't have these outlets, man, and we just happy to provide it, man. And like we said, Vic, anything you want to get through here, man, and like do a, you know, just to see what the people is thinking about it, man, send it this way. We got you. No problem.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you brothers, man. Yeah.
Word.
There it is.
All right. So you can find Vic Spencer shit everywhere, right, Vic?
No question.
just
Google Vic Spencer, man. I got everything on.
And you better be ready for what come back when you Google Vic Spencer. It's going to take you on a ride.
God damn. If this is the first time you heard of Vic Spencer, you're going to have a hell of a time fucking digesting all that shit.
You need to come out from up under that rock a little bit more. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're gonna have a man. You're gonna forget. You're gonna have a long ride. You're gonna forget how your knees feel, man.
Hell yeah.
You might be able to drive cross country and play nothing but Vic Spencer joints. Now that I think about
it, that's easy.
Straight up and down.
That's easy.
Word. All right. Well, Vic, thank you, man. Really appreciate you checking in with us, man.
Absolutely, man.
Good luck to you in the rest of 2018. We can't wait to see what else you got in store
man,
for us.
Keep doing that good work in the hood, too, Vic, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we need it, man, and we need cats like you out here doing that, man. Stay on that, for sure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for lending your ear to my work, man.
You got it. All right, y'all have a good night. Yeah. Thank you again, my brother.
All right, peace.
All right, y'all be good. Oh, man, that gets no better.
Awesome, man. And yet again, I am inspired to see somebody's mama in silk. Just when you thought I had forgot about it, man.
I'm so glad you remembered that.
Yeah, I don't know why that popped in my head, but I had a feeling like that was, I think that was Vic. That's why I went there, man. But another dope interview, man. This is Southern Vangard Radio, southernvangard.com. We are the guard.
Hey, and if we have to remind you, it's that motherfucking Smithsonian grade twice a week.
Guggenheim.
Doe Meeks, we out. Peace.
Hell yeah.